Welcome to the Ports and Shipping News from Visakhapatnam. Financial assistance for approximately about rupees 1,891 crores released under Sagarmala Schemes, 151 projects sanctioned till date. Union Minister for Port and Shipping and Waterways, Sarbanand Sonowal, in a written reply in Rajya Sabha, informed that the number of major ports and non-major ports in India are 12 and 217 respectively. Out of 217 non-major ports, cargo is being handled by 68 non-major ports. All major ports are operational. All non-major ports are under the administrative control of respective state governments. Private ports in the control of the state governments and private ports in the states are managed by state governments through its state maritime boards. For example, in Andhra Pradesh, Kakinada Deepwater Port run by Messrs. Kakinada Seaport Limited, Gangavaram Port run by Messrs. Gangavaram Port Limited, Krishnapatnam Port run by Messrs. Adani Krishnapatnam Port Limited, and in the state of Gujarat, Pipavav Port run by Messrs. Gujarat Pipavav Port Limited, Mundra Port run by Messrs. Adani Ports and SCZ Limited, Dahej Port run by Messrs. Gujarat Chemical Port Limited, Dahej Port run by Messrs. Petronet LNG Limited and Messrs. Adani Petronet Limited, Hazira Port run by Messrs. Hazira Port Private Limited and Messrs. Adani Hazira Port Limited. In the state of Odisha, Gopalpur Port is run by Messrs. Gopalpur Port Limited, Dhamra Port run by Messrs. Dhamra Port Company Limited. In the state of Tamil Nadu, there are 6 ports. Kattupalli Port run by Maritime Infrastructure Development Private Limited, Ennur Minor Port run by the Coromandel International Limited, Marine Terminal within Kadaluru Port run by Chemplast Kadaluru Limited, Tirukkodayar Port run by PPN Power Generating Company Limited, Oil Jetty within Nagapatnam Port run by Chennai Petroleum Corporation Limited, Kundamkulam run by Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited. In the state of Maharashtra, there are 15 ports, of which Dahanu was run by Adani Electricity Mumbai Limited, Ulva Bilapur Port run by Ambuja Cement Limited, Dharmatar Port Limited was run by JSW Dharmatar Port Limited. Dharmatar was run by PNP Maritime Service Private Limited. Karaj was run by Karaj Terminal and Logistics Private Limited. Revand was run by JSW Selva Steel Limited. Revand was run by Indo Energy International Limited. Dhigi Rajpur was run by Dhigi Port Limited. Bankot was run by Infrastructure Logistics Private Limited. Jaigarh Angri Port Limited. Jaigarh run by JSW Jaigarh Port Limited. Ratnagar Paswa Bai run by Finolex Industries Limited. Dabhol was run by Konkan LNG Limited. Ratnagir Bavagat Bandar run by Ultratech Cement Private Limited. Reddy run by Reddy Port Limited. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like